Exodus 24:7. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. And they said, all that the Spirit of God hath said, I will do and be obedient. So this is what our ancestors said and agreed to with the Most High out of his book, not a white man's book. Because if that's the case, then this would be crazy for them to let us know this. Amos 3:1-2. Hear this word that the Spirit of God has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I have brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. So he's letting us know that he only deals with Israel, which is Jehovah's servant, and that he will punish whoever Jehovah's servant is. And we'll find out who that is, according to the blessings and curses. Psalms 147:19-20. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments, his doctrines and teachings unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his doctrines and teachings, they have not known them. Praise ye the Spirit of God. So he's reiterating that he only knows Israel. Deuteronomy 29:27. And the anger of the Spirit of God was kindled against this land, this people, to bring upon it all the curses that are written in this book. So let's go see the definition of land, since I already said that it has another meaning. Let's get into the Paleo Hebrew. Land means earth, ground, government, rule, people, or nation. Right? Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Spirit of God and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it has commanded, and his spirit it has gathered. So this is not the white man's book. It's telling you it's the book of the Spirit of God. Deuteronomy 30:19-20. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and curses. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love, promise the Spirit of God thy guide, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. For he is thy life, and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land where the Spirit of God sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. We're going to find out shortly these blessings and curses. Deuteronomy 28:1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Spirit of God thy guide, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Spirit of God thy guide will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. So that's if we are following instructions, he'll do this, because the Most High always keeps his promises. Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Spirit of God thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Let's look and see what a curse is. Curse. It means woe, a warning, affliction, plague, wrath, forsaken, accursed, damned, condemned. So he's going to forsake us. He's going to leave us. Let's go to Deuteronomy. Let's see a couple of these curses so we can see who these people, who Israel is, according to the book of the Spirit of God. Unless we say now that the other people have the power to prophesy and know what God is thinking and saying. Deuteronomy 28:16. Curse, forsaken shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. This is happening right before us in any city you go to. We're in the poorest parts. We get killed. Right? Spirit of God's forsaken us. He's not there with us while all this is happening. Cursed shall thou be the fruit of thy body. This is verse 18. And the fruit of thy land, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Our people have a lot of health issues. Right? Do we see this? Our women's hair or can't grow as long as it used to. Our men impotent. These things are happening day after day. But we believe it's just part of life. But it's not. Let's see another one. Matter of fact, let's see this one. Deuteronomy 28:28. The Spirit of God shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Spiritually blind. Some of us is mentally blind and have a lot of mental illness going on in the communities, even in the family dynamics of our people. And what people is our people, the ones he's talking about? Let's see according to these curses. Isaiah 28:68, and the Spirit of God shall bring thee into Egypt, the house of bondage, again with ships, by the way where if I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. So no male or female is going to get you out of that state. Because they bought slaves, but he's talking about something totally different. You're not going to buy you out of the spiritual bondage. They're going to keep on lying to you about who your God is and whom you should serve and what you should celebrate and what you should eat and what you should drink and what shots you should take, etc., etc., etc. Because we already know what people this happened to, who were sold all around the world during the Atlantic slave trade. Right? 28:64. And the Spirit of God shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there shalt thou serve other gods, lowercase g idols, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone, which we do today. Many, many, many of us go into these buildings serving a man, go into these buildings serving images of people they never seen, go into these buildings and serve people. We can go to more. Deuteronomy 28:61. And also sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will the Spirit of God bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. So he's forsaken us because we disobeying his commandments. Now he wants to destroy us because of our disobedience. Nothing that he did, because he did everything he did for us was always good. Deuteronomy 28:49-50. The Spirit of God shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. They don't care about our old people or the young, they'll kill them the same. Why? Deuteronomy 28:68. Because thou servest not the Spirit of God thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Verse 48. Therefore shall thou serve thine enemies, which the Spirit of God shall send against thee, in hunger, thirst, nakedness, and in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So this is another problem that we have, because it says the Spirit of God shall send against thee. He stirred up those peoples in their spirits to come and do this thing to us for his anger, because he uses men to chastise men because of our disobedience. He's telling us right here the whole time. It's not nothing strange that's happening, because he's already warning us what's going to happen for our acts of disobedience from the beginning, and it's been recorded. Let's move on. Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, our guide. I will also forget thy children. You should look at these children these days. You see them. And the parents is even worse. No one wants to read and do anything. Just be on their phone and eat outside food and eat pork and things that he said not to do. This is what we want to do. And then every time it's time to do something, we blame it on somebody else. This is the white man book. This is that. I hear this all the time. If it's the white man book, let me ask why the white man is telling you to do this while they doing the opposite. Leviticus 11:2-3. Speaking to the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof, and is cloven footed, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. Leviticus 11:4. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof. As the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean to you. So why every moment they get, they try to put pork in every product that they have if they're telling you not to eat pork? We eat it because we want to eat it. And there's other animals that he says don't eat: shrimps, lobster, crabs, all that. We eat it because we want to eat it because we say it tastes good. Even though it's given all types of health issues to the young and the old, we eat it because we want. That excuse you can no longer use it because you see it here in the scriptures. It's telling you what to do and what not to do so you can live. The ones that don't like us, they tried to kill us. Now they want to give you stuff so you can live? Come on. Why shouldn't we eat those things? Simple. 1 Corinthians 3:16-17. Know ye not that ye are the temples of God, and the Spirit of God dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are. So he's telling you not to eat these things because he's going to dwell, his Spirit is going to dwell in you. If you're disobedient, he's going to forsake you. We've seen that there with the blessings and cursing. So why is everyone going in these buildings? Because they're serving gods, lowercase g, idols. Every time we see that, we're going to keep saying the same thing over and over again. We're going to keep showing the word. Acts 7:48. We just seen where he dwells. We're going to see where he does not dwell. Guess what? We're going to show people some of this 400 or 500 times. They're still going to go in the building and say he's there and die there. Acts 7:48. How about the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet? Okay. 17:24. Acts 17:24. God that made the world and all things therein, seeing he is the creator of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands. Okay, let's see it again, because remember, precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, line upon line, line upon line. Okay. We do as we are commanded, nothing more, nothing less. We don't add, we don't take away. For Christ is not, Hebrews 9:24, for Christ is not entered into the holy places made with hands, which are the figures of the truth, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of God for us. So we can break all that stuff we heard, we can get that out of our heads, vomit that up. Job 14:4, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean thing? Not one. So if he says it's unclean to us before, it's still going to be unclean to us now. It's not going to change. His word is not going to change. Numbers 35:34, defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit, wherein I dwell. We already seen where he dwell. For I, the Spirit of God, dwell among the children of Israel. No one else. So you're going to punish us for our disobedience. John 4:24, God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth. Oh, so he's not a man? He's not 100% man, 100% spirit? Numbers 23:19, God is not a man. So he never was a man, that he should lie. Neither the son of man, that he should repent. Have he said, and shall he not do it? Or have he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Genesis 1:26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. We already seen how that happens. He inhabits the vessel. that is clean, not an unclean vessel. You have the image of the Most High, which means what? You're following the Word. You're following the Spirit. That means you'll be walking in the Spirit. Romans 1:20. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Those who say there's no God or they don't know what's going on, and he showed you a physical representation of everything that's going on so you can know the spiritual truths. But you have to do it diligently, studying to show yourself approved, line upon line, precept upon precept, as he commanded, not according to your own understanding and fleshly thoughts. That's clear. Tells us this all the time. 1 Corinthians 2:13, 14. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teaches, but with the Holy Ghost, the separated body teaches, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of God, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned. When we doing fleshly things and thinking fleshly, we can't know the things of the Spirit. These two are different from it. These are enemies to each other. They're contrary. They don't have no communion together. But guess what? Isaiah 1:3, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doeth not know, my people doeth not consider. His people don't consider that they even his people. Because they're into so much false doctrine and serving these gods, little g's, these idols, celebrating these holidays and birthdays that they forgot about God. They don't even have a connection with him. They don't feel him. They don't hear him. But they just keep saying he's there and they bless, not knowing anything about him. Get two more and then we're going to be done with this. Genesis 6:5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. To keep saying that you know God, and then when they ask you about God, you don't know anything about it, but carry the book with you into a building where he says he doesn't dwell, and then you blessed. Genesis 6:5. And God saw that the wickedness of man, male or female, was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. That's evil. That's an imagination you have. Because you know you don't know him. You haven't heard of him. So when we doing these things, going into these buildings, making these false doctrines up, saying we kings and fornicating with these women and these men and going into these buildings saying God is there when he's saying that he's not, blaspheming the Spirit. Listen, if you want to live, you need to do exactly what he said in Jeremiah 3:13. Only acknowledge thy iniquity, that thou hast transgressed against the Spirit of God thy God, and hast scattered thy ways to the strangers under every green tree, and ye have not obeyed my voice, saith the Spirit of God. We have not obeyed his voice. We don't even hear his voice. Why? Because we're too busy doing fleshly customs and traditions and precepts of men. Carrying Bibles and not reading it. Googling definitions and understandings of a spiritual book with carnal thoughts and imaginations. Saying everybody's his people when he's telling you here he only deal with Israel. Claiming to be something that you're not. That you don't even know what it means. So we need to start doing our due diligence and doing our studies. Brothers and sisters, humble ourselves, meditate, examine ourselves, and seeing this is the walk for us. If you're out there searching for knowledge of who you are and where you belong, KJBU is the place. The scriptures won't fail you. Jehovah won't fail you. Everything in here is true. Sovereign. He's the king. Lord of lords. But everything outside these precepts is a false doctrine, I'm telling you. So until next time, I hope you got some understanding, clarification on those two topics of we kings and the white man wrote the book and all this other stuff. Kill that. That's dead. So until next time, I say shalom.